Hello guys and welcome back to SurrounDead, where we're currently finding ourselves here, next to where I believe to be a lab location. Now we've been here once before, and if you watched our earlier video, you'll know that we have been through it quite successfully in the past, but now I'm quite excited to see what it looks like after the new 0.8 patch, where supposedly they have made some changes to it. And now, as last time, there are a couple of coyote soldiers out here, so we will need to take them down before we can head down into the lab. Now, the reason we found it in the first place last time was because there was a crashed helicopter event here as well. So last time when we came in here, those soldiers were actually quite busy fighting the dead already here. So today, it looks like there aren't going to be any zombies around to help us. So it looks like we might need to do all of the hard work ourselves. And there does seem to be quite a few of them. And notably, we do have a silenced weapon. So last time we tried fighting the soldiers with a non-silenced weapon. It didn't go what I would describe as super well. So I'm quite excited to see what this is going to turn out to now with the silenced weapon. So let's give it a go, shall we? Are we gonna, who's gonna be the first to go here? It's gonna be that guy on the left, is it? Oh my god, they immediately know exactly where we are. So we're just gonna duck in and out of cover here. Holy shit, that's a shootout, and we've just immediately taken damage. Let's reload. All right. So since we have marked these guys with the binoculars, we can see that they are there still. All right. One guy left. All right, let's do some bandages. All right, that turned out quite a lot more intense than I envisioned it. Let's move into a flanking position here. Let's see if we can take him out. Oh, he's just immediately spotted us, has he? So the good thing is that we did actually bring a relatively significant amount of ammo and gear for this here adventure. So you'll see we have 500 rounds of ammo. We have, in total, we have about 600 rounds of boxed up magazines as well. And yeah, well, I think we have what it takes to do this here lab. Well, screw it. Let's just get the car. We'll loot everything and then we'll get the car. Oh, 66. That's a nice little find right there. Ooh, and a military intel laptop as well. Well, we'll make sure that we'll clean up out here. Then we'll check everything in the car. And then we'll head down into the lab. Right, so we've now parked the car so that in the worst case scenario, if these guys are still here when we come back up, then we'll have cover from the vehicle at the very least, so we can shoot from a position of cover. And I'm sure the car's going to get fucked up, but the car doesn't mind, does it? So let's get this stuff squared away. Ooh, how does one fit this stuff in in the back of the vehicle? It's going to be a problem, is it? All right, so we've stashed all of the stuff that we found off the soldiers in the car, and now we're ready to head inside into the lab. Now, for this adventure, we have our trusty XM250 with us, with quite a few rounds of ammunition. Like I said before, 600 rounds total, with more to spare, so we can repack the boxed magazines if we need to. And in addition, we have 3 magazines for the AR-15 as well. So if this turns into a complete balls up along the way, we certainly have the ammunition we need to shoot our way out if necessary. Now let's have a quick snack and then we'll move in. This is going to be quite nice, isn't it? Actually, do we have like a repair kit? Let's repair the silencer and then off we go. This is going to be quite exciting. I haven't been in here after the redesign, so I'm very much looking forward to what this lab now looks like. Let's just have a quick look in these here things as well. All right, so I'm already hearing sounds from the inside. So this one requires a level 2 key card. Okay, so far, so good. So I remember this. We will need to shoot this here box to get lights on. Yes, there we go. So that's lights on in this section right here. All right, so far, so good. What the hell? That's the Phantasm. That one's quite good, is it? So what I'm thinking is that we currently have more than we need. Let's just throw everything on that one to save the space for later. We currently have everything that we need, I think, to shoot our way in here. So rather than pick this up now, we will actually shoot our way down and through the entire compound, and then we'll pick this stuff up on the way out, I think. And now I regret bringing a secure container rather than a weapons briefcase, or, you know, whatever the hell it's called. All right, so let's just get the night vision on here. So I'm not sure what we're going to be running into here, but I'm quite sure it's going to be bad for Dave, is it? If we screw it up. So let's not screw this up. All right, careful now, because there can be quite a few guys here. Okay. Back it up. We've already turned it into a balls up. That's fantastic. So if more than one of those guys blow up in our faces at a time, that's going to be a problem. So let's make sure we don't do that. Yeah, these guys definitely blow up. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Don't forget to breathe, Dave. You know, you gotta remember breathing here. I saw something moving there, but it may just have been the bubbles. All right, let's close that door back up. Let's repack the magazine just to make sure that we are golden here. And then we'll head in very slowly and very carefully and clear the remainder of this area. All right, so close doors. And close doors. Okay, excellent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to loot all of the dead guys. I'm going to loot all of the zombies. I'm going to loot the crates. And then we'll check what's behind these doors. Actually, when I think about it, we're going to check what's behind the doors first. All right, more stuff. So I think a mistake that you could easily make here is loot everything as you go. But really, unless you're like pressed for ammo or something, then you can of course take the ammo with you. But really, what you want to do is you want to shoot your way down and through the whole area first, and then loot as you come back up. Because the probability of dying actually increases the further in you know, as you go further in. So then having looted everything on the way down is a bad idea, because then all of the loot and all of the crap is going to be gone, right? Now, I don't actually know to what extent the loot respawns and stuff. I suppose that kind of depends on the settings you've enabled, doesn't it? So let's try and fight around the doors here. I reckon that might be a good idea because we can close the door. It's a bit fiddly to close the door, but I reckon we should be able to do it. All right, so there are no lights here. So it's... Well, it's not super dark. I mean, we could do this without the night vision, but it's just more comfortable with the night vision, isn't it? So it's kind of like... Let's see, can we clear right first? All right, so I'm not seeing anything. So supposedly there is a boss somewhere down here as well. So let's see if there's a straightforward way for us to lure them to us. I could chuck a grenade down the hallway, but not convinced that would be the best idea. But then again, it could be a better idea than just walking over there, because if we're walking straight into them all up there in the corner, I'd much rather be here, where we have the ability to run to the door and close it. Right, so let's get the grenades out. Chuck it over there. So, decent enough throw, I guess. Not seeing anything. Oh, I see movement. Suppose I could have... I was about to say I could have given this like an aim point or something, but I guess I have. Well, never mind that. Right, so far, so good. Let's repack the magazine again. So, ideally, the zombies aren't going to be using doors, right? So, as long as the doors are closed, our rear is going to be somewhat secure. But I am going to chuck another grenade over there, actually, just in case. Just to make sure that if there is something there, yeah, look at that. There's a dog right there. All right, dead. This is actually a pretty decent use of the grenades. What we also could have brought with us is a flare gun. And I clean forgot about that. But the flare gun, I suppose, would have lit up this hallway quite nicely as well. All right, so I'm not seeing anything right there. So I'm not sure if it depends on the difficulty, but I have also seen more than one boss in this here laboratory as well. So I have in fact seen as many as 2 bosses charging down this hallway. But I think I once went down here off camera on a 10x zombie spawn as well, which was quite interesting. Let me tell you that this entire hallway was just covered in dead bodies. Okay, let's reload. Let's make sure we have maximum capacity here. Now let's use the third person view to our advantage here. Alright, now this is where things could get a tiny bit problematic. Because if... Oh yeah, that's the boss right there. Alright, so that's one. Let's see, can we clear these corners? Alright. So the boss is quite possibly in the worst possible location. But alright, he seems to be the only thing still standing down here. So let's chuck a grenade down the hallway. Well, screw it. He's kind of fumbled the grenade there. So, what the hell is the boss currently doing? See now, right behind that corner. Actually, hold on. Let's try something different. Let's whistle. Then we'll just charge off in this here direction. Alright. Come on. Come along. Now, also, I see the night vision is just about to run out of battery as well, so let's just replace that real quick. How does one replace that? Like, how the hell do you replace the battery on the night vision? I actually don't know. Show attachments. Oh, there we go. Right. So the boss is just flat out refusing to come to us, is he? That is a very slight problem. Because fighting the boss in this tiny hallway is quite possibly the absolute worst conditions for a boss fight. We do have a couple of Molotovs though, so let's chuck one down the hallway there. There's a blood moon apparently. I still have absolutely no idea what the hell that is. Not sure if we hit him with the Molotov. Let's let the smoke dissipate over there, and then we will move in closer. Alright, smoke's gone. So why is the boss not moving? Should he not be, like, patrolling the area or something? Okay, now he's over there. Jesus Christ, we've hit ourselves. For fuck's sake, Dave. You weren't supposed to be doing that now. You better fucking run. You better fucking run. Jesus Christ. Well, let me tell you guys, that did not go quite as well as expected. But for those of you who've seen some of these videos before, you will know that Dave here has a bit of a troubled past, you could say, when it comes to Molotov cocktails. Let's just use one of these. Like so. Well, let's definitely keep this thing on full auto. Right, so... I mean... Not sure if the boss guy found this all amusing or not. But, has he moved? Okay, he has, in fact, moved. Jesus Christ, he's coming this way. I think, Jesus Christ, run, Dave. We definitely want to be fighting him from a distance. Alright, is that gonna get his attention? Look at that, Dave. You've survived another day. Now, he isn't responding to our whistles, is he? Now, it has been quite a while since our last boss fight. So I am not entirely sure how much damage that guy is going to take before he dies. Well, fuck it. There is only one way to find out. Oh. Oh, nice. That looked a bit hairy there for a second, but we got the job done. Now, if I remember correctly, there is supposedly a generator in here. So let's switch that on. Night vision off. Ooh, look at that. It's a dead lab worker. Okay, a bunch of equipment in here, but there's still areas that we haven't cleared. Let's just repack our magazines. All right. So there is something over here as well. All right, so those are stairs leading back up, I think. Back to the upstairs. That's good. And what's this? All right, excellent. I think... Light switch on. I think that's the entire lab, is it? Have we cleared out this whole place now? Let's have a little look. So, what's behind these doors? More lab equipment. Well, that's quite interesting, isn't it? And what's behind this door here? Let's see. Night vision on. Doesn't look like there's anything scary in here, but there is loads of stuff here. And that's another lab right here as well. All right. So let's start with the one furthest away, and then we will work our way out from there. So let's see what the fruits of our labor is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be something nice and juicy. Now I reckon this looks like the kind of place where the zombie outbreak would have started. Like somebody fumbled it in the lab here and then sort of caused the zombie outbreak. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this where the thing started, or is that, you know, does the game lore say otherwise? I haven't seen anything stating anything else, or anything at all really for that matter just yet, but we'll need to go and visit a few more of these labs. Look at that. That's another military crate as well. Exceptional for storing stuff. Ooh, look at that. That's a hidden cache inside the compound here. That's quite interesting. I did not know that was a thing. That is good to know. So hidden caches can also be inside buildings. So there's one thing in particular that we are on the lookout for here, and that is a syringe. So the syringe is one of the components that you need to cure the infection if you get an infection, if the zombies bite you and you get infected. So finding the syringe means that you have 50% of the components that you need to cure it. And supposedly any cabinet or storage unit marked as laboratory has a chance of dropping a syringe. So I'm quite hopeful that one of these is going to have something syringe-like in them. It's another military crate. And they stack. That's fantastic. That's simply excellent. What? Oh. Now I have loads of these in the base camp currently, but having them is an absolute lifesaver. Okay, we're getting a lot of these crates and storage units, which is nice. That's another box magazine for the XM250. That's quite nice. I have another one back at base, so actually getting some more of these boxed magazines will be quite useful, because if we die horribly, we'll have more magazines to to load back up for another raid. Damn it, some of these things are really fiddly to actually, like, how the hell do you... There you go. All right, now this is the room that required an extra key card to get into. So let's check this room out. Nothing there. That was excellent. That was, you know, worth a key card. Just absolutely nothing. Here is a backpack. So a backpack is quite nice, I guess. Let's check everything else here. That's another M249. I have quite a few of them already. Vertical foregrip. Can we attach that to one of these? That one, for example. CR308. I have quite a few of them already as well. Battle Ready Glock magazine. What we're going to do is we're going to replace the 5.56 magazine. Have we picked up... How many magazines have we... That's a 7.62 extended magazine. That's quite useful. AR 45. We don't really need that. CR308. I don't think we need that either. All right. We are getting quite a few weapons here. Actually, a lot more weapons than we really need. I mean, we have so many of these weapons, like especially the common weapons, like the CR308. There's like 2 of them here. AR-45 is kind of like a gun that I don't reckon we're ever going to use. Like 5.56 magazine, we'll just leave that. 5.56, that's another extended. So what we're going to do is we're going to unload. Can we not unload this? All right, now we can unload them. So let's replace those with these ones that have extended. Don't know why we can't unload that one, but you know, whatever. And then let's keep this one instead. Like so. And then the one weapon that we are going to prioritize from this visit is the one that we found right out of the gate immediately in the first room. So this backpack is also something that I really would like to keep. I mean, fitting all of the stuff you find down here is probably the biggest problem of these raids. But we found such a massive amount of stuff at this point. All right, that's towards the downstairs. So now we still have the upstairs left to loot. And I guess you will just have to prioritize. Some things you'll just have to chuck on the ground and leave behind. But stuff like this, I will definitely want to keep. So where the hell are we? What are we going to throw away? All right, the zombies up here have actually despawned by the time we came back up here. So that's... But the most important thing is the phantasm. Right, so here we are. The phantasm, that's the one thing that we're going to need to keep. So all the stuff that we have here, the phantasm is the one thing that we will want to actually keep. Do we have a space for this magazine here as well? Let's see, what are we going to just chuck on the ground? Do we have anything that we're not currently using? Right, so I think we've disassembled some stuff and moved things around, and we did manage to fit most of it in. I still don't know why we can't unload the ammo from some of these magazines, but you know, whatever. We have loads of ammo at this point. Now let's hope that the soldiers are still gone. And they are. Well, there you have it, guys. Let's have a quick hop back to base. And then we'll stow the weapons and gear. Now, I think next time we're going to have to go into one of the other labs as well. I'm quite enjoying these labs, and we have actually located another lab as we were doing our thing here. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Yes, here. There's another laboratory there as well. So I reckon we're definitely going to need to go in and have a look in there as well to see what we can find. I'm very excited to see what that lab is going to offer us as well. And even if we die, at this point we have been grinding quite significantly. And here you can see the results, ladies and gentlemen, of our grind. Can we just crash through this? No, we cannot. So it's a bit annoying, you know, gotta fucking disassemble the gates here. Alright, so this is what a massive amount of grinding gets you. And there is no real reason to close the gate. It's just, you know, OCD, I suppose. So welcome home, guys. This is what our base camp currently looks like. It's quite fantastic, isn't it? So now we're going to offload all of our gear and we're going to prepare for the next raid into the other lab that we found. I do believe we may have the key cards for it. Otherwise, we're going to do a bit of a grind off camera and then, you know, get into it when we have the stuff that we need. So with that said, guys, thank you all for watching and I will see you in the next one.